Welcome to lesson number 8 in Module 5, Business Process Modeling Notation. To start, let's see some terminologies. Business models are useful for understanding how a business is organized, who interacts with whom, what goals and strategies are being pursued, what work the business performs, and how it performs the work. BPMN, Business Process Modeling Notation, is a set of graphical objects and rules defining available connections between the objects. The BPMN provides a common language which allows all the parties involved to communicate processes clearly, completely, and efficiently. Here are some of the most basic BPMN tools. You should consider many factors, and in order to do this, you must follow the next steps. Number 1. Specify objectives and requirements. Number 2. Define selection criteria. Number 3. Assign relative weights to selection criteria. Number 4. Identify candidate BPMN tools. Number 5. Evaluate candidate PBMN tools. Number 6. Select BPMN tool. You should also consider the training and coaching costs according to your budget. The 4 basic categories of PBMN elements are flow objects that include events, activities, and gateways. Connecting objects that include sequence flows, message flows, and associations. Swim lanes that include pools and lanes. Artifacts that include data objects, data stores, and associations. Flow objects are the chief graphical elements that define the behavior of the processes. Among the flow objects, we find events that affect the flow of the process and usually have a cause and a result. The events are classified into 3 types: start, immediate, and end events. Gateways are used to control how sequence flows interact as they converge and diverge with a process. There are 5 types of gateways. Exclusive gateway represents a decision to take exactly one path in the flow. There are 2 subcategories of exclusive gateways. Exclusive XOR, decision merge based on data. Exclusive XOR, decision merge based on an event. Parallel gateway /end represents the division of a path into 2 or more parallel paths where activities can be performed concurrently. Inclusive gateway /or. Here, in a branching, the following may follow one or more alternative paths. Complex gateway depicts complex circumstances. There are 3 types of connection objects. Number 1. Sequence lines. A sequence flow is used to show the order the activities will be performed in a process. Number 2. Associations. An association is used to associate information and artifacts with flow objects. Number 3. Message lines. A message flow is used to show the flow of messages between 2 entities that are prepared to send and receive them. Swim lanes. These are elements used to organize flow activities in different visual categories which represent functional areas, roles, or responsibilities. Swim lanes break down to 2 subcategories. A pool is a swim lane and a graphical container for partitioning a set of activities from other pools, usually in the context of B2B situations. A lane is a subpartition with a pool and will extend the entire length of the pool, either vertically or horizontally. Now let's see the core design principles applying in BPMN that must be followed when designing such diagrams. Only one start event and one end event should appear for every alternative flow of each stakeholder in a business process. The flow depicted in the diagrams should be from up to down or from left to right. The organizations involved in a business process are depicted as swim lanes in the diagrams, while the documents that are exchanged can be placed between the swim lanes. Before a gateway, an activity proceeds in order to partly describe the decision process. The flow symbols may have labels indicating their name or any other description appearing above or below the symbol. Here is the modeling procedure that you must follow step by step in order to draw and model your process. In this example, an order management process is being represented in a simple flow diagram. The process is triggered by the reception of a purchase order from a customer. The purchase order has to be confirmed, and this can be done only with a check on the availability of the product in the stock. If the purchase order is confirmed, the goods requested are shipped, and an invoice is sent to the customer. Now let's display the previous example in BPMN. Here, the previous example is shown by means of icons in the gateways. An X symbol in a gateway with multiple outgoing arcs indicates that one of multiple paths is taken. Meanwhile, a plus symbol in a gateway with multiple outgoing arcs denotes the multiple parallel paths are executed. Now let's extend the same example using pools. The order management process now includes the customer as a process participant and started when a consumer places a purchase order. Depending on stock availability, the purchase order may be confirmed or rejected. If the purchase order is confirmed, the goods requested are shipped and an invoice is sent to the customer. The customer then makes the payment. Finally, let's extend our example including lanes. The process now includes two departments within the supplier organization. The purchase order received by the sales and distribution department has to be checked against the stock. The order details are sent to the warehouse department that returns an availability notification. If the purchase order is confirmed, the warehouse department collects the shipping details from the customer and ships the goods. The sales and distribution department sends an invoice to the customer, who then makes the payment.